ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
Alhamdulillah, for me it's a privilege to be called upon to remind you of a divine and a solemn duty that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to each and every Muslim. On my part, how to do the job is what I want to briefly speak on. But then the material itself and the content that you need to use to do that one, I'm sure that our other speakers will do justice to that one. First of all, a very important misconception I want to break in your mind is that you don't need to be a scholar before you do Dawa. It's a divine, universal responsibility on each and every believer. قل هذه سبيلي
أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.
قل هذه سبيلي, say this is my way. أدعو إلى الله, I call to Allah Azza wa Jal. I, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ad'u, I call. Who do I call? The Quran is silent on that one. The maf'ul is not known, but I call. Human beings, the jinns, everybody. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ad'u ila Allah. I call them to Allah Azza wa Jal. Ala basira, I do this one on sound knowledge. That is the zakat of your knowledge. You are to use, no matter how little it is, whatever information Allah has given to you to draw people to Allah Azza wa Jal, to show appreciation to Allah Azza wa Jal, irrespective of the type of information. Ad'u ila Allah, I call to Allah Azza wa Jal, ala basira, on sound knowledge. Then it says, Ana, I, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa man ittaba'ani, and those who follow me. This is the point I want. Wa man ittaba'ani, and those who follow me. Are you not the follower of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? So if you are the follower of Rasul sallallahu, your basic profession is that you call people to Allah. That's your basic profession. Hadihi sabili, this is my way. Allah sent me because of this one. Allah sent me because of this one. And all the functions and the responsibility and the mission and the vision of our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, critical analysis of the subject and the object of this particular verse will get all the mention of our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam encapsulated in this particular verse. Ana wa man ittaba'ani, I and all those who follow me. Who is not the follower of our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Why do you reduce da'wah to be the duty of only the scholars? Why do you reduce da'wah to be the duties of only the ulamas? But you will not do da'wah. No, you have a responsibility. And all of us will answer that particular responsibility. The fact that you're a medical officer, engineer, pharmacist, lawyer, whatever, doesn't prevent you from doing da'wah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu.
Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun.
Lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. Why do you say what you don't do? Lima taf'aluna ma la taqulun. Bringing it vice versa. That is not in the Quran, but the philosophy of the Quran will lead you to that one. Whatever you are given the ability to be able to do it, and it is good, then you have a responsibility of propagating it. You have a responsibility of propagating it. So everybody is to do da'wah. But then people like you who will need technical guidance and training should also be there. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ
ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون.
وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ, there should be among you. The Ummah should invest and train some special people like Sheikh Muhammad Awa. We should have them. Each Ummah is compulsory unto us. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ, there should be some group of people among you people specially trained to do what? يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ, they are to call to what? Good. They are to call to good. يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. So, number one is that we should know that it is a divine duty that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to you and I to embark on. A scholar or non-scholar, literate or illiterate, you have a duty. You have a duty to share your information, to share your feeling, to share any good habit you have, to share any good character at all that you have. If you are to do that one, how do you do it? ادع إلى سبيل ربك.
ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
So number one is what? You need hikmah, you need wisdom to be able to do this one. That's the tools. Number one is what? Hikmah. Number two is maw'iza, advice. Advice. And number three is jidal, struggling, dialogue. The first is to the heart. Nobody at all will come on your way if you speak and write your prescription with wisdom. And if you communicate to what? The heart. Wisdom is that which helps you to internalize the information to the level that the heart will understand and then track away to its origin, Allah Azza wa Jal. Whether the person is a Muslim or is not a Muslim, once you start talking about wisdom, the person will start what? Shaking the head. So we Muslims, the material you use in order to be able to communicate wisdom is actually good character and good behavior. Once whatever belief and information you have, you will be able to let the person understand a character. Then you are at the level of wisdom and people will understand. If our ulamas should begin preaching on certain Islamic prescriptions that will solve social vices, then you don't need to struggle with what? Them. Because go to US, go to all that. One of the profession that actually gets money a lot is the psychologist. Why? Because they have problems. And we have the prescription. We have the drug. So communicate to the level. Use the same language that the person is using. Present a prescription to that particular person and see whether the person will accept it or not. So wisdom is actually a form of prescription that irrespective of that particular person, irrespective of the origin, whether a believer or non-believer, atheist or whoever the person is, you see the person is ready to listen to that particular one, wisdom. So beyond the knowledge that we have and beyond the belief and rituals that we have, we need to begin to communicate to the non-Muslims how our belief and our ritual will have effect on our behavior in order to nurture peace and tranquility within us. They want that one. They have psychological problems. Before the person even comes down to accept your belief, address the heart by letting the person know that if you do A, B, C, D in this form or that form, it will give you the peace that you want. Then you can now go back again to now let the person know the logic behind that particular character, how to form that particular. Slowly, then you bring the person in order to sustain that knowledge. You bring that, or to sustain that feeling, you bring the person to the belief level. Everybody, Allah Azza wa Jal had made it natural that we have the sense of fulfillment when we do something that is what? Good. So telling a non-believer that you need to every year give out something in order to put a smile on the faces of what the poor people is something that person will never say he doesn't agree with. If nations and constitutions allow that one, they've agreed on that one and brought something like corporate tax. Corporate tax, that's the form of what? Zakat. The state is also what? Thinking about it. So that act of virtue, nobody will quarrel against that one. So when we communicate the virtuous aspect of Islam to them, the character aspect of Islam to them, which is basically universal, which character in Islam, ranging from the beginning of the Quran to the end of the Quran, that a single civilization or religion fights against it. Which character? There is no character. It is when you come down to what? The rituals that you have people struggling to quarrel with you. So one, use the hikmah. The hikmah, the character aspect of what? Islam, which is full, and that is what is most important in Islam. When Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his whole vision and mission is to be crowned, what did Allah say? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. You are what? A mercy. Mercy is a character. Who will say mercifulness is not good? It is, whether you are atheist or you are not atheist, mercy is something that everybody will cherish. Generosity is something everybody tolerance is something everybody cherishes. Love is something everybody cherishes. So our character aspect is so rich in Islam. It is only when you have that character of discipline that you can also give to the others. Otherwise, you'll be talking about the theory, you'll be talking about the verses, you'll be talking about the hadith. But the wisdom that will link that particular person to be able to do that thing, we will not have that one, which is very, very important. So hikmah. This hikmah that we are putting across, we need to reduce it in a form of words and package it in order to advise the person. So you use wisdom and you narrow from the heart, wisdom. That is what addressing that. You now narrow it to what? The soul. You need to tame the soul down. The heart is not misled. The heart has primal purity. Primal purity from Allah Azza wa Jal. It is the soul in between the heart and the mind that actually struggles to pollute what? The heart. And struggle to give different directions. So we need to tame the soul. The soul needs to be advised. So you sit the soul down to talk sweet words. You advise what? The soul. Somebody intellectually might agree with you and might have the desire within him, pushing him to do. But the soul that is sparking his pride is telling him, no. How can me, somebody like me, lawyer, so and so, accept Islam? I mean, I'm the chief, I'm the what and what. I mean, so why? Because of what? The soul inside. So we come down to advise. The next thing is that don't leave the person that way. You see, the Quran is using wa. There is no fa here, and there is no thumma here. Before you can, so it could be all, or it could be what? In stages. That is what I'm saying. The hikmah, mau'iza, and jidal over here can be all together, boxed together, or it can be in stages. So you need to address the mind in order not to let any question mark again come. Address the heart with the hikmah, address the soul with the mau'iza, the advice, and then come to also address what? The mind.